A very wise man once said, and he was a head of a state, by the way, so that's the context. Head of a state. A very wise man once said, as long as I obey God, you must obey me. But if I disobey God, obedience to me is no longer conditional. So what that means is, obedience to a leader or a head of state is conditional on their piety. It's not conditional on their power. It's not conditional on their wealth. It's conditional on their piety. You don't deserve to lead a state, a nation, because you can afford to win an election, or because you have the power to win an election, whether that's charisma, the power of charisma, or the power of donors, or the power of, superior advertising, or the power of deception, the power to lie. What gives you the right to rule your state, or to rule your nation, or to lead it, is your piety. A good leader is not responsible to the people. Do you understand? A good leader, whether that's a president or a prime minister or anything else, is not responsible to the people. He's responsible for the people. Do you understand the distinction? Do you understand? Responsible to the people means I report to you. I report to you. You are my boss. I need to make sure you are pleased. That's how a good leader is not. That's the wrong way to be. A good leader is responsible for the people. Here's how I'll put it. A good leader is not responsible to the people. He is responsible to God for the people. The people, the constituents, are a trust from God that must be maintained and taken care of. Why? Because on the day of judgment, that leader will be held accountable. This is why when you have modern presidents, Biden, Trump, Obama, they'll use their charisma. Obama and Trump especially. They're the more charismatic, more than Biden. But they will use their charisma to make sure the people at home in America are pleased with them, happy with them. They use the power of rhetoric, the power of donors. Meanwhile, the power of messaging. Meanwhile, away from home, they are war criminals, the nastiest, filthiest kinds of human beings. Yes, I'm even saying that about Obama. Obama, who you think is very charismatic, no. You have to realize charisma is not an indication of piety. It can be used for good and it can be used for evil, just like intellect, just like physical strength, just like wealth. The human being is such that he has faculties, mental faculties, physical faculties, verbal faculties. And because the human being has free will to follow the straight path or the wicked one, his faculties can also fall one way or the other. We live in a time when the leader of a nation is the worst of them. In the past, the leader of a nation used to be the best of them. Think about Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, known in the West as Saladin. Think about the Khulafa Rashidun, the four rightly guided caliphs. Think about Muhammad al-Fatih, Aurangzeb Alamgir, righteous rulers. Even Even if they're not the best of a people, they should not be the worst of a people. The way we fix America is we elect officials and we hold them to a higher moral standard. We're holding them to a lower moral standard than we hold ourselves, when in fact we should be holding them to a higher moral standard than we hold even ourselves to. Because the leaders of us should be better than us. They should be the best of us. How can it be that the sitting president of the United States, both currently and the last 4 years, the last term, 50% or more of Americans are in a higher moral state than him? There are better people than him. It should not be the case. It should not be the case. Obedience is conditional on piety. If the leader is not pious, there is no obligation to obey him. None. And the reason the leader is not responsible to the people is because the people can be misguided. The people could want to have done the Iraq War. The people could have wanted to drop an atomic bomb on Japan. The people could have supported, the Holocaust, the German people. Why? Because they didn't resist. Mankind was created weak. The people are not capable of having the leader responsible to them. They're not fit for it. That is only God's position. The people, they sway. Historically, this has always been the case. People sway. And they can sway toward wickedness, just like they can sway toward piety. But if you can sway toward piety, you can also sway toward wickedness. A head of state is not responsible to the people. He is responsible for the people. Who is a head of state responsible to? He is responsible to God. Same thing goes for the father in a family. You are responsible for your wife and children. You are not responsible to them. You are responsible to God. You will have to answer to God how you treated your wife and children, because you were responsible for them. Americans have forgotten about this distinction, if they ever knew it. That's why the country suffers. But Gen Z is waking up. More members of Gen Z are reading the Quran. They're picking up the Quran. They're learning about Islam, not just as a personal faith, but as a political system. And that's why there's hope. That's why Gen Z will fix America.